Greetings. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks, Sr., your host, and this is Community Focus. We have an outstanding person as a guest this morning from the great city of North Chicago, Illinois, Rev Raleigh Floyd. He's a committee member of the North Chicago Family Ties, and he's going to tell us all about that in a few minutes here. But he's associate minister of the First Baptist Church in North Chicago, Illinois, where the Reverend Maxey is the pastor. Good morning, Reverend Floyd.
Good morning, Dr. Brooks. It's good to be here with you this morning.
We're very happy that you've taken time from your very busy schedule to be with us to talk to Lake County. You know, Lake County is approximately 780,000 people, but I don't know how many up at 5 a.m. this morning listen to the program, but I understand we have a great audience
Well, you know
here.
what they say, the early bird gets the worm.
Yeah,
So.
and you're no stranger to the radio and computer because you had interest in this when you were in high school, I guess, right?
Well, yes, I always wanted to be what I thought to be in the technical aspect of the radio.
Okay.
I was always interested in sound and music, and currently I am a music collector. I have all kinds of music. I have a large library of albums, 78s. And right now I'm currently restoring and removing all the noise and scratches.
Okay.
And making them CD ready.
All right. I remember 45s. You had 45s
Yes, sir, I have
too?
45s.
Oh, yeah.
I have 45s.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, technology is really, really improving now.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of excitement in North Chicago, and we had saved the date, and the date is September 7th and the 8th of this year. But what's happening on that date?
September the 8th, 2012. That is a day that we are setting aside. Some citizens have gotten together, citizens of North Chicago.
Okay.
And we've gotten together to celebrate the families of North Chicago. You know, we've had our Afro Fest, we've had our community days, but now it's time just to celebrate all of the families that have located here in North Chicago since 1930 up to 1970.
Okay.
Just a family remembrance. These are the families that have pioneered the area. They have cultivated the area. They've been in politics together. These are not just African-American families.
Okay.
These are the Polish families, and these are the Lithuanian families, and these are all of the families that have come through this area to settle this area and make it what it is today.
You mentioned the 30s, but the families are active or deceased, both? You're recognizing?
Well, there's a family line, you know, as you grow up and grow out, you move away.
Okay.
I know myself, I graduated in North Chicago High School. I was the first in the first graduating class of 1950 and 5. And I left the community.
Okay.
I have returned to the community. But I had to go out into the world to see what was out there, kind of like Jack in the beanstalk. He planted the bean seed, and he climbed the stalk and saw another world. But he always came down, and finally he cut the stalk down and stayed where he was.
Okay.
And so that's kind of been like my journey. I've been 3/4 of around the world. God bless me. He has seen fit to allow me to see a lot of what I wanted to see. And so now I'm here as part of the community, trying to give back and trying to let the community know of the legacy that's still here in North Chicago.
We talk about the school system and so forth, but you were one of the first graduates of North Chicago Community High School. The school, prior to that, students used to walk or ride to Waukegan High School.
We hitchhiked to Waukegan. We caught the bus.
Literally hitchhiked, right?
Yes, sir. You know, the buses had strikes.
Okay.
And so there were no days off for school. We still had to get to school.
Okay.
Rain or shine, and we hitchhiked or walked in the wintertime, in the rain, and in the summertime, whenever the buses went on strike.
I'd like to let the audience know, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Rev Raleigh Floyd, and we're talking about the North Chicago community family ties, families that were in North Chicago in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and the 70s. And they're going to be recognized and honored and on September the 8th. So we're asking everybody to save that date, September 8th. September 7th, though, Reverend Floyd, is meet and greet that Friday night, I guess, at the North Chicago High School.
Well, we have tried to put the word out to everyone. We even have a website, ilovenorthchicago.com.
Okay.
ilovenorthchicago.com. And a lot of information is on that website. We understand that the word has gone to the coasts of California.
Oh.
And we have people flying in for that affair, so they will get here on Friday. And then Saturday is the big kickoff day. We're having a social. I don't think plans really have firmed up yet on where the social activity is going to be on Friday, the meet and greet, as you say. But we do have information forthcoming. And if you can, we keep our website updated, and the information will be on the website.
Yeah, according to the flyer that I have, it's, North Chicago High School, I believe.
All right, that's a good place for it to be.
There'll be free hors d'oeuvres and so
good
forth.
Good place for it to be at the high school.
And activities for the kids children are going to be also to participate. And that's probably in, I think, the North Chicago High School parking lot, I believe.
Well, that's Friday.
Yeah,
and
Friday.
We're starting at 6 o'clock on Friday.
Okay.
But we haven't talked about Saturday. That's
a big day. Okay.
Saturday.
Okay, now what's happening on Saturday now?
Well, we want to kick off with a vintage parade on Saturday. And we want to hearken back to the days when we had automobile dealerships on the south side of Waukegan.
Okay.
And we want to have as many old cars, old vehicles, old time. This is celebrating the old days of North Chicago.
Okay.
And so we will then be, we will start at 17th and Sheridan Road, and then we will go to 16th and Sheridan Road, down 16th, west on 16th, I believe, to Jackson.
Okay.
And then Jackson south to Argonne Drive.
Okay.
And then Argonne Drive then to Lewis over to the high school.
Okay, so that should be an exciting time.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Right.
Well, the high school has a parking lot, a nice parking lot across the street, and I understand that there are going to be activities there. And then in the evening, we're going to have a fabulous dinner.
Okay.
A fabulous dinner and a program at the Foss Park Golf Course.
Okay.
Which is located at 3124 Argonne Drive. And we're compiling a family book, a history book. And this is going to be an occasion where everyone is asked to write a family page.
Okay.
And it's going to be $10 a page. But everybody's to write a family page as to how their family got here, when their family got here, the jobs they had, and how the times were, how their experiences were.
Okay. This is fantastic to have this history because, a lot of people just don't know the history of North Chicago.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. We attach ourselves to, we have had on the Dallas Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks. the basketball team. They won the NBA championship.
Oh, Sean Marion.
And we have Sean Marion from North Chicago.
Yeah.
We also have Michael Turner, who is in the NBA, in the National Football League.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons from North Chicago. And we've had some graduates from North Chicago High School attend the Naval Academy. I don't think they matriculated, but we've had some go there. We've had a lot of good people leave North Chicago into the world and go and become what you call celebrities.
Right.
But the one celebrity, the giant of giants that we claim in North Chicago is Nat King Cole.
All right.
Nat King Cole's father's church was First Baptist Church, where I'm the associate minister there.
Okay.
And his family is also into music. The late Isaac Cole was a pianist.
Okay.
And also Freddie Cole is currently an international musician.
Okay.
So these are the giants that we claim in North Chicago.
Do you, the First Baptist, claim to be the oldest Baptist church?
Yes, we are the oldest African-American Baptist church on the North Shore here in Lake County.
Okay.
We've just celebrated this past March our 107th church anniversary.
Wow.
Yes.
You're the first, I guess, Trinity A&M, I guess it's the first, the oldest African-American Methodist church.
Perhaps so.
Thank you.
Perhaps so. But I can only claim First Baptist because I have delved into the history.
Right. Well, the families that you mentioned, there's a lot of pride and heritage go along with the families, and we should know. And another name, I guess, Kerry Daniels. I guess he was the African American from North Chicago and had served on a county board.
Yes.
And so we definitely don't want to miss him.
That's true.
So there's a great deal of pride in to recognizing family. You know, families are key anyway, though, right?
That's correct.
And tell us about the importance of family.
The family is the key to the areas. You know, this country was founded in Jamestown, Virginia, but the first families that came to settle the country, they got blown off course and they landed at Plymouth Rock. And they were the first families. We know them as the Pilgrims.
Okay.
But some of the old families here, I'd like to just, if you don't mind, share some names. The Estes family, the Alexander family, the Armsteads, the Bald family, the Davis family, the Johnson family, the Brown and Brooks and Booker and Bobo families, the Whiteheads, the Hueys, the Thomases, the Swopes family, the Stewarts. I can't name all of them, the Sinclairs. Now, some of these families, and we have a lot. Time doesn't permit me to name all, but we're trying to make connections. The Hebias.
Oh, yes.
The Youngs. We're trying to collect and get everybody to come back. The Fagans. The Seapons. The Novaks.
Oh,
very
yes.
Instrumental family.
Because Novak, wasn't he the police chief?
Yes. He was one of the early police chiefs that we had.
And is that the same Novak that was, they named the school after him, Novak King?
Exactly.
Is that the same
school
Novak?
is named after him, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the Wozniewskis and the Zdanowitzes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I guess.
And the Yankees.
McCroskey, I think, too.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So we are planning a big event to celebrate all of our family heritage here in North Chicago.
This is fantastic. You know, we speak of families, too, because if families are closer, you'll have probably less crime. You got more love and trust, and there's always a community pride that we talked about when you talk about families.
You always had pranks, jokes, if you will. But in the early days, when the policemen would see us, they would put us in the car if it was outside of curfew, and they would take us home. because more than anything else, we would rather go to jail than have our family know that we were with the police. And so, and one of the worst things you could have is a policeman call your family and say, "Come down to jail and get your son or get your daughter." And but we do value that, and we do value family connections because we knew one another. Okay, the Rockingham family is a very important family. The Rockinghams were a musician family. And and then they went into and served in the police department, and now they're the other half of the family back in the music business. But then the Rockingham family is the mayor now of North Chicago.
I think that was a cousin. That was a detective, retired detective.
Yes,
with
the
the
Fisher
police
family.
Oh yes,
the Harris family. We have a lot of families here that we want to celebrate, and we wanted everybody to come. No matter if you're in Zion now, if you're in Washington, D.C. now, if you're in Los Angeles now, if you're in Atlanta now, come back. If Evanston can do it, North Chicago can do it.
This sounds like an exciting time to do it. We're very happy that you've to take time to come to the studio to promulgate this information too. And your family too has a great history here in North Chicago.
Well, my family they came in from Georgia.
Okay.
They came in 1922. They landed in Evanston.
Okay.
And then my grandfather, he got a job on the Northwestern Railroad at the foothill of South Avenue between Genesee and Market Street. He was the gate man down there.
Oh, okay.
And he saw this area early in 1925.
Wow.
And it reminded him of his hometown in Union Point, Georgia. So he bought lots and he bought lumber. He was a professional carpenter. And he bought lumber and he commuted back and forth to Evanston. And when he came up here, had his lumber on his property to build his house, somebody had come along and stole all the lumber and nails and materials and everything.
Even back then?
Even back then. So he didn't have any more money, so what he did, he went and scrounged lumber that he could find, and he took bent nails, used nails, and straightened them up and built his house.
Wow.
Which still stands of used nails and used lumber at 1429 Elizabeth Avenue.
Wow. Wow.
It's still there.
This is fantastic, fantastic. You know what? It took many hours of time. It wasn't just one person. You had many members of the committee that had played a part in planning on this event, right?
We've been meeting since February of this year, and we have taken on a tremendous monumental task in trying to put as much as we could together in about a span of 6 months. And we've had a large committee, a lot of turnover.
Okay.
And we put together a parade. We put together bake sales to raise funds. We put together fish fries. We put together raffle sales. We put together a number of things to raise money for this. And we've sent letters to the churches. We've sent letters to everybody. And we have information on our website. We've got a P.O. box. I forgot at this time exactly what the P.O. box number is.
Right.
But if they want to communicate with us, they can do it with the website. I'm sure the P.O. box is on the website.
Right. Yeah, I was going to mention, that's great. There's a lot of planning, and I'm sure if even now you still putting together some items that you
this is a brainchild of 3rd Ward Alderman Valerie DeVos.
Okay.
She sits at the city council meetings and she sees a lot of drama that comes through the city hall chambers.
Okay.
And one day she was reflecting on about the history of North Chicago. So she asked her sister, who is a historian, to go on the computer and see if they could get some history of North Chicago.
Okay.
Well, they went on the computer and couldn't find any North Chicago history.
Wow.
And so they found the Waukegan history and they found surrounding area history, but they couldn't find anything of North Chicago.
Okay.
So she decided that she would call some people together, some friends together, people she knew, to spread the word that we must have some history. And so we seized upon this time to kind of go at it a little differently and incorporate families.
Okay.
We're going to write the history through the families. Each family will tell their story of North Chicago from the 30s to the 70s.
Well, what about the 20s? Because you said your family, your grandfather.
We didn't draw the line at the 20s, but if the 20s are here,
okay,
we can talk about it. Now, I can only talk about the 30s. He didn't come into North Chicago until 1933.
Okay.
When he arrived here in North Chicago. But he was in the area and going from Evanston to North Chicago from 1922 to 1933.
So you're not limiting them to the 30s. If there's families that were here in the 20s,
yes,
they can come forward too and be happy to put their pictures in the history book too. Yeah,
deliriously happy to do that.
And you mentioned there's a lot of fundraising opportunities that you had because you need seed money, and you always need money to advance and so forth. You mentioned about car washes that you had, and the Afro Fest was just recently had. They had raffle tickets and
yes,
other many items that they were selling. The committee members had a clothing sale at one time,
yes,
and a bake sale a couple of times, you know. And
while we had a fundraising component in the committee, we had another committee going out securing the place, the venue where we could have the dinner.
Okay.
We had another component of the committee trying to get permits and street clearances and things for parades. And we had another component of the committee that were trying to get the people to participate in the parades. And we had another component of the committee doing a lot. We just had a lot of activity, a beehive of activity. And we had the website just didn't come out of magic dust. We had a committee working on the website.
Right. Also, another important committee that you had was award presentation committee. Awards will be presented at the banquet, right?
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I think awards, we're getting all kinds of awards to present to the participants that come. And it's going to be a grand affair. And the one thing I like about it is children are welcome also.
Okay.
This is just not an old folks affair. This is old and young alike. For us to come together and to share.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Of coming together with a sense of pride and so forth. And they're recognized by the cost of the banquet, too, because the banquet is $40, but seniors, and that's age 62 or better, only $30.
$30 for seniors. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I am a senior. $30 for seniors. And $40 a banquet ticket, and I believe the seniors as well as children are $20 to $30.
Well, let's see. I think on the flyer here it says children 12 and under, only $10.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
All right. So it's a bargain in the house, and there can be a lot had. I'm not able to talk about the menu, but we do have a committee working on the menu.
Another committee.
Yes, a subcommittee.
Right. And, so many committees. Here's one on the T-shirts.
We have T-shirts. Beautiful T-shirts with an emblazoned hands of 4 arms linked together on the front of the T-shirts in all different colors and hues.
Okay.
And the T-shirts are $10.
Okay. Okay.
They are available.
And anyone could purchase the T-shirt.
Anyone can purchase a T-shirt.
Yeah, right. Well, it seemed like an exciting time. It's
we're looking forward to it. You know, as we sat down and put a lot of discussion into this.
Okay.
And we tried to also incorporate a brunch. But the brunch idea did not win out, and we held out for a dinner. And so we're going to hold out for the dinner. And so we're starting early at 5 o'clock. And then those seniors that can come out. And then those that are not senior, they can come out and hang out.
Right.
So we can have a good time for all. We've tried to make this all inclusive for everyone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is
rain or shine.
We have to give Alderman Valerie DeVos credit for thinking out of the box.
Yes, she did.
And she's from a large family herself. One of maybe 17
or 14 children.
It's
a lot of them.
Right.
It's a lot of them.
Right.
And she's one of them. And the mother and father have supported her in this. They have been sitting in on the committees also, as well as the family. We're looking forward to a wonderful time.
And the father is a pastor of a church?
He's a minister. He's a pastor of the church. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been very fortunate to have this eloquent guest with us, very distinguished in North Chicago, Rev Raleigh Floyd, a committee member for the North Chicago Family Ties, which would be September 7th is meet and greet at the North Chicago Community High School. Then as on September 8th, the next day, there's a parade at 10 a.m. Starts at the North Chicago 17th Street.
17th Street.
And the 17th and Sheridan Road, and goes to 16th Street, and then west to Jackson Street, then south to Argonne Drive, and then to Lewis Avenue. Wow, that's going to be exciting.
Yes.
And then Saturday, of course, is the dinner at 5 p.m., and we start at 5, so give the people that don't have late hours, like some of the seniors, can go and have a good time and still get back home. It's going to be at the Falls Park Golf Course Banquet Hall, 3124 Argonne Drive, in the great city of North Chicago. Now, if you want to get a hold of Valerie DeVos for her email, is Valerie, Valerie, DeVos, DeVost, all small letters there, at att.net. You may also call her at 224-730-8570. Again, that's 224-730-8570. Or another phone number, 847-693-6398. So there's plenty of opportunities there. We also have Ron McAllister, participating on the committee of What's Happening magazine. You can reach him at 847-912-4554. So many. Cassandra Daniels, also 847-244-4083. Lisa Mitchell, 847-445-6508. And there are many opportunities, and we encourage everyone to get that's in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and it's going to be inclusive. So you know anybody back in the 20s or whatever, we'd like to have them active participants in the history book that's prepared by the committee.
Dr. Brooks?
Yes.
If I might add, you can get in touch with Reverend Floyd at First Baptist Church at 2219 14th Street in North Chicago.
Repeat that once more before we leave there.
Reverend Floyd at First Baptist Church, 2219 14th Street, North Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope that you become an active participant in the North Chicago Family Tide, September 7, meet and greet, and September 8, parade and banquet. This has been Community Focus. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.